What's up, guys? Welcome back to this Just In. Thank you for joining me today. In this video, I want to show you the NASDAQ and how the market's looking, kind of give you my take on it. And then I'm going to run through some of the best plays that I think are out there right now for adding money to and buying the dip and riding it back up towards the upside. We are having a huge green day in the portfolio, and I'm super pumped about it. So let's jump in. All right, guys, so first things first, this video is for entertainment purposes only. I'm not a licensed stockbroker. Always do your own research and due diligence. Before we get started, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification, hit all so you can stay up to date. And then if you get value from it, please like the video, helps me out a ton. And then there's a link down in the description to my Patreon account. Come join me over there. I would love to have you. You'll get access to the private Discord where I post any buy or sell signals anytime I enter a swing trade, or I buy or sell, or anytime I've got a watch list or some stocks that I think are getting ready to make a move. Then you'll also get links to my different portfolios over there, so you can see exactly what I invest into. I've got 3 right now, adding a 4th one this week for value stocks. And then you'll also get access to the private Discord where we can talk all day. And then it helps support me, so I really appreciate it. I love you guys. And then one more thing. Thank you guys so much for subscribing lately. It means the world to me. You have no idea. Seeing my channel grow every day is just killer. It pumps me up. But let's jump in. So real quick before we start looking at the chart, I wanted to kind of go over a couple of things. So obviously the last few weeks we've just been getting beat down with this huge correction, right? And in my opinion, it's a healthy correction. We needed it, because if the market doesn't correct, if it runs, those corrections turn into crashes. And that's what none of us want that to happen. But the reason why I wanted to talk about this today is because I see some huge light at the end of the tunnel. I think we're at that point where the correction's losing gas, and I think it's going to start moving back up towards the upside. I'll show you on the chart kind of what I'm looking at. But there is a couple things. So I've had a lot of people in my comments lately, we'll talk about a stock that I post, and they'll put in the comments that they're down huge on it, or they got in at the top and they sold for a huge loss, and things like that. And guys, I've been there. Like, I've felt your pain. I know it sucks. But guys, these moments in the market are massive determining factors of your trading career or your investing career. They are huge defining moments in your portfolio, one way or the other, either in a good way or in a bad way. And what I mean by that is, when the market was running so hot, I know that there was a ton of people out there and a ton of different stocks that you just watched go. And then you got it, you got in at the top because you were like, gosh, it's just going to keep going. And then the market turned and it just crashed, or corrected super hard, and you were down a ton, and a lot of people sold out. A lot of people just dumped their stocks right there for a huge loss. I had somebody in my comments the other day say that they got in at the top on this stock at like the $17 or $18 mark. It crashed clear down to like 10 or 11. I don't know where they sold at, but they lost a lot of money, like $2,500. I feel for you. I'm sorry about that. But what I will say about that, guys, that's what I mean by this is a huge defining moment in your portfolio, is when you buy a stock, you've got to know why you're buying it. I would ask any of you that put something like that in my comments, or bought a stock at the top and lost money, why did you buy it? What were the reasons that you bought the stock in the first place? Was it because somebody on YouTube was all hyped about it, and they're like, oh my God, this stock is going to the moon, it's got a $5,000 price target? Not literally, but you know what I mean? Or was it because you heard about it somewhere or whatever, and you went and looked at it, and you looked at the fundamentals, you looked at what the company did, or you looked at their projections or whatever, and you were pumped on it and you had conviction in it? Is that the reason, or is it the other way? Because I can tell you right now, when you've got conviction in your buys and the company's going to do well because you've done the research, when it starts going down, you get pumped about it because you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to load up on this. I'm telling you, when the market was running so hot, I was literally upset because I didn't buy more of the stocks that were up so far. And obviously hindsight's 2020, everybody, feels that way. But when I saw some of those plays getting down to levels that they did, I was like, oh my God, I didn't think they would ever get back down there. And so it didn't affect me, one bit. At no point was I like, oh my God, I need to sell, or freaking out. I was like, I was trying to buy them up as quick as I could. I was trying to, blow through buying power just because I know that they're going to do well. And obviously, there are probably some that'll do a lot better than others. But the reason why I'm telling you this, guys, is because when you buy a stock at the top, let's just say you happen to buy it right at the top and it crashed all the way down. Well, you've got a couple of options. A, you dump it for a huge loss. And that sucks. That's the worst thing to do. Or you hold and you wait for it to come back up to the top, right? Because you planned on making money from here to here. So it goes down, you've got to wait for it to come back to here before you can make money again. Or if you've got, conviction in the stock, it's going to do well, well, then you start cost averaging down. And so if your average cost was 17 and you buy, as it falls and you get, a nice amount of shares at the bottom and it brings your cost average down to 14 or whatever it is. Well, now you only have to make, the stock only has to go from here to here for you to break even. And then you're making money from here to here to here. And so, that's what I mean by huge defining moments. Obviously, there's been multiple points where I'm like, gosh, I wish I would have just dumped all my stocks when I saw the market turn down and then bought them all back up at the bottom so that I could double it going back up. But that's not how it works. I mean, you can't, nobody can time the market as much as you think you can, or as much as you, want to believe that all your technical analysis and your indicators and all these things, you can time it perfectly. You can't. I've tried, a lot of people have tried, and you can get close, you can get lucky sometimes. But at the end of the day, you have no idea if the market's going to go up, down, to the side. Nobody knows that, except for big money probably. But what I'm getting at here is, I didn't dump them all at the top and then buy them at the bottom, because what if you miss it? What if you dump all your shares and then it falls, 2 days later, and then it just skyrockets back up overnight? So you can't do that. Nobody can do that. The only thing that I'm trying to say here is I encourage you, I challenge you to go out there, look at the stocks that are in your portfolio, and if you don't know much about them, go research it. I guarantee you that there is multiple people out there that are going to see this video that have stocks in their portfolio that they have no idea what the company even does. I guarantee it, because they were watching a YouTube video, they saw, a guy on YouTube get all hyped about it, and they went out and bought it. I've been there, guys. I've done that. I encourage you. I challenge you. I beg you, go do some research. Go check out the company, because I promise you, on the good ones that you bought, the good stocks, you will be so much more confident in them. You will be so much more pumped about it, that in short-term price fluctuation won't even phase you. You'll be happy because you can buy more. So that's it, guys. I know that was long-winded. I apologize. I just wanted to get on here and say that because, I've got so many people in my comments saying stuff like that. The other thing is like price targets and stuff, guys. The reason why I choose the stocks that I choose when I make these videos is because, and the reason why I've been choosing the ones the last few weeks is because I thought that they were stocks that were at levels that had a lot of opportunity on the upside, or to get back up to the upside. There was some stocks that it's not like I was the first one to make a video on it. It's like Star Peak yesterday. I've owned that stock for months, but I didn't want to make a video on it until I saw that it got down to a level that I thought it was going to give people the best opportunity possible. So I'm going over some stocks today that I think are phenomenal. Instead of going out there and finding a lot of, new tickers, I decided to just cover the stocks that we've already got that I think are going to kill it. Focus on the opportunities at hand versus out there trying to find other ones, because I think we've got so many amazing plays that it's better off that way. So let's jump in. So the first thing we're going to look at is the NASDAQ. This is ticker symbol IXIC. This is the index, the composite index. If you can check this out here. So these were the pullbacks, the corrections back in like October, November, September. This is COVID. That's a crash. That is a huge 60% crash. This right here is a pullback. And the reason why I'm having hope, and I think we're getting to that point where we're going to start seeing move back up to the upside, because look at that. We're just hitting that 11%, 10, 11, 12% correction territory. And I think we're going to start see it making its move back up. I was drawing out some trend lines. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. And so guys, the reason why I wanted to show you this, because I think we're getting to that point, and I think it's time to either shit or get off the pot. No, I'm just playing, but for real, like this is a good time to add money to some of these plays that we're buying. So I wanted to show you that because I don't think it's a crash. I think it's a correction. We're at that 10-11%, and I think it's time that it's going to turn around and we're going to start seeing some nice moves. Every single stock in my portfolio is green today, and that makes me so pumped. So let's take a look at some of these stocks. I've already made videos about all of these, so I will link it above. So I'm just going to go through them real quick, kind of keep the video short. So this first one is BNGO, the bio-nano genomics company, the genomics genome mapping company, cancer research company. Very, very cool company. I entered a swing trade on this back on Friday, got in at 690. We're doing very well on that trade. Over at the Patreon, I post my swing trade entries. I post my price target, my stop loss, everything. I'm also going to be making some patron-only videos going over like my strategy in depth with a PDF document with all the rules and everything like that. And then I'm also going to I'm starting to put a lot of education in there, like candlestick patterns, technical analysis stuff, fundamental analysis stuff. So really good place. You get a lot of information. But I think BNGO is a great play for the short term and the long term. This thing got absolutely hammered the last few weeks just to get back up to previous highs. I mean, it got beat down like 60-something%. During the correction, and from right there you're looking at almost 50% upside, and I do think it will get further than that within the next year or so. I think that you will see it return back up to the previous highs around 15, $16. I don't think it'll get there overnight by any means. It's got earnings coming up, so we'll have to see how that goes, but I think that this is a very, very good play. We're seeing some nice movement here on the RSI. We're seeing the move back up towards the upside on the MACD. So yeah, definitely go check these guys out. Looks like we're getting a little gravestone doji right here, or an inverted cross actually, which is a good sign. I would definitely go check these guys out. So the next one we're going to take a look at is STPK. I just made a video about this yesterday. I really like this stock. These are in no specific order. I would have to say on the list, Skills is my first, STPK is my second, BFT is my third, GIK Capital 3 is my fourth, and BNGO is my fifth. But yeah, looking at this stock, like I said, it's got beat down pretty bad lately. I've owned it clear back since like the beginning of January. I got in around like $26 and then entered again. Just recently, I added more shares at 22. So we're looking pretty good. You are seeing it come up and looks like it's, bouncing, might see some resistance off that 50-day moving average. What we want to see is we want to see it close above that. And then I would probably take an entry at that point. Again, if you guys plan on holding it for a long time, then that's a beautiful price, I think it'll do much better than that over the next 2 years. I think this is a $40 stock all day long once the merger is complete and they start doing business together once the merger's done. But yeah, we've got some again really nice looks here on the indicators. We've got some real nice, looks like we've almost got a 3 inside up pattern. Yeah, I would definitely check these guys out. It's got a lot of room to get back up to the top. It came all the way down to 58%, almost 60%, and it's currently sitting at about 46% back up to the upside. A lot of these growth stocks are all in the same spot. They all got beat down to similar levels. But this is the other one that I think is just really good play. This is a stock that if you went out there and you looked at the investor presentation that I linked in the video yesterday, you did your research on it, you could see this stock go all the way down to 15 and you would still have faith that it's going to make it back up to the upside because it's that good of a company. I like it that much. This is one of my favorite. Second one we're going to take a look at is GIK Capital 3. This is the Lightning E-merger, Lightning E-Motors merger. They actually just sent back their financials that the SEC requested before they give them a vote date. So the vote date should be coming relatively quickly. I think once we see that vote date come out and they start voting on it, we're going to see a nice move back up. This stock has got beaten down so bad. Honestly, it's been pretty choppy. In my opinion, this is one of the most undervalued, overlooked plays out there right now, especially in like the EV, the charging, the green energy sector. I just think that people are overlooking it. Again, really nice looks here on the indicators. Starting to see it curl back up, make the cross. Looks like we've got some decent looking patterns here. This is a good one. I like this one. I think that you could see, this one really do well in the coming weeks. This one I think will not pop as much as like BNGO or those other ones. I think it'll be a little bit more steady up to the top side, except for when we do get like confirmation of the merger, they vote, it goes through, then you'll see some big moves. But I think that it is a little slept on right now. I think this is a big sleeper. This is one of my favorite plays out of the 5. I really like it. Think it's got a lot of opportunity. Again, their fundamentals are phenomenal. I had no problem buying this. I bought this stock at the top. This is the one that I said I've been there. This is the one that I bought at the top originally, clear up here at like 1580, and then I continued to add, and I bought like some more down here at 10 something, and now my cost average is like 1120. So we're almost breaking even at this point. I was down quite a bit. So definitely go check these guys out. I really like this. This is a good add money to play. Next one is BFT. You guys know I've talked about BFT multiple different times. I really like this stock. They're merging with PaySafe. They're in a really good industry. They've got 3 different business models. They've got Bill Foley behind them, backing them, which is a beast. Again, looks like we just closed above the, maybe that candle's not closed yet. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. So yeah, we are getting a close up above the 50-day moving average. Looks like you did have a gravestone doji there. Again, guys, on a lot of these, I would probably wait until you start getting like real confirmation if you're more short-term trading these plays. If it's something that you are buying them because you plan on holding them for the long term, then these are amazing prices, and I think they will have no problem getting up towards the upside at their previous highs within the next year. This one didn't get beat up as bad as a lot of the other ones. I think this one was only down like 35%. Yeah, 35. From where it's at today, you're looking at 23% to get back up to the upside. I put a price target on this stock of like $30 when I made my video by the end of the year. Once the merger's complete, everything's finalized. I had a lot of people come in and just, no, it's way higher than that. It's 100 or whatever. Guys, when I put price targets on stuff, I always put it lower than what I think they're really going to do, because I would rather tell you 30 and it hits 40 than tell you 60 and it hits 40. You know what I'm saying? So this is another really good one. I entered a swing trade on this one yesterday at 1490, or Friday at 1490. We went up, we were doing pretty well. Looks like it's been, kind of getting beat down a little bit. And it's returned back down to our entry point. So I do still think that this is a good entry. I think it will, in the coming weeks, make some moves back up towards the upside. Next one, last but definitely not least, this is definitely my favorite stock here. This is Skills. This is the e-gaming company. They have that platform that they do tournaments for esports and video games where they can compete for real money. Definitely one of my favorite stocks that I've ever owned. I will definitely hold this play long term. $25 is a beautiful price for this stock. It got beat down pretty bad, clear down 48%, but it's starting to work its way back up. This is a stock that I think you should go check out, because this is one that I think you should put in your portfolio for the long term. Once you've looked at the fundamentals, once you looked at the numbers, they have grown 2 to 3x every single year since 2012. They've literally doubled their revenue every single year since 2012. So, and they've got a gross profit margin of like 95% or something like that. I can't remember exactly. I will put the link to the video where I go a lot more in depth above. They've got earnings coming up. I've heard from a few places that they might miss on earnings, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. Put down in the comments if you have any knowledge on that. We'll have to go check it out and have to research it. Depending on what earnings do, could be depending on how well the stock moves back up. But in my opinion, this is a $40, $45 play all day long. Their fundamentals are great. Over the course of the next 2 years, I could see this stock hitting 60, if not a little bit more, as time goes on. So video gaming is massive. They've hit record-breaking numbers multiple times in the last year. January, they just hit record-breaking numbers again. Video game industry has. So go check these ones out. Guys, I wanted to make the video pretty quick. I just wanted to touch on a couple of points, show you there is light at the end of the tunnel. I think this correction is over. And I wanted to give you some really good stocks that you can go out there, pick up, and have a lot of opportunity working back up towards the upside now that this correction looks like it's coming to a head, and we're going to start making our V-shaped recovery back up to the upside. If there's any questions, put them down in the comments. Any ticker symbols you want me to cover, let me know. Again, if you need any help, if you have any questions with anything, come join me at the Patreon. I'd love to have you over there. And like the video if you get any value out of it. That really helps me out. I appreciate it. But that's it for today, guys. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.